Part 1 of making prune pierogies. This obviously is a recipe from my Grandma Rusnack's side because I don't think that any of the Globus have ever heard of prune pierogies before. So we're going to start with making the dough, and I'm going to try to go as quickly as possible. I'm going to start with 3 cups of all-purpose flour. And I'm going to make a well. This flour seems a little bit lumpy. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Okay. And then I'm going to just take some table salt, you know, a good amount. That looks like roughly 2 teaspoons, more or less. And then I'm going, since I did 3 cups of flour, I'm going to do 3 eggs. And since these eggs aren't necessarily big like they used to be in the olden days, I'm probably going to add a 4th egg. I'm also going to add a little bit of cold water just to extend that. The trick here is to mix this up without breaking your well. So I'm just going to give this a quick stir around, and if this flour is bad, I'm going to have to start all over again. So you want to pull the flour not from the top of your wall, but you want to pull it from the bottom. And meanwhile, I should have said this, I took my pitted prunes, and there it went. I took my pitted prunes and I put them in hot water to soak. My mom used to take and boil them, but I don't like, I believe that boils the flavor out of them. So I just like to put them in to soak until I'm ready to use them. And unfortunately, I did break my wall. No big deal, just try not to make another spot. And at some point, this will be big enough, good enough that we can pull it all together. I'm not quite sure why this flour is so crazy. So now I'm just going to start pulling in that flour a little bit more. We're doing all right. Oops. Once it gets to be thick enough, I'm just going to start putting that flour in there and just work it with my hands, okay? I do want to comment that this cutting board that I'm working on is also my grandmother's, Grandma Rusnack's cutting board. And I also have her rolling pin to work with. Okay. So, let's see here. I'm just going to keep flipping that over. I like to keep one hand sort of clean, but that doesn't always work. And I'm probably not going to work all this flour into it because the board needs to stay dusted anyways. I want it just till I have a nice dough. If you have a different pierogi dough to use, that's good too. See, so that's almost how I like it, because I'm going to add flour as I roll it out as well. Perfect. Hopefully perfect. We'll see. The time will tell when you go to roll it out. Just going to keep my board floured. I'm going to cut this into half. And I'm also going to take a minute to wash my hands. Nothing's worse than doughy hands.